But I will tell you that if you don't come to the social media space to talk about that, this thing is not available. I'm sure a lot of people will sit down wherever they are and almost swear, take their platform to say, there is no airport in New York, there is no airport in this place, there is no airport in this place, there is no airport. Or a video that they would have used to call out the state for how poor the airport is at a time. You'll be shocked that if you don't come out to say this has been done, you will see one efulefu that will still bring out that old video to say, just take a look at how Uyo Airport is. Now that person is not ready to show how it is now.
I heard about this new Nigerian airport and I traveled here just for this video. This is Uyo. It's called the Victor Atta International Airport and it opened just 2 weeks ago. Part of the things I like about the building is the architecture, how well lit it is.
Uyo has one of the best roads in Nigeria, and currently, I think even hands down,
Uyo has some of the friendliest people here in Nigeria. Once a lot of airlines start using this airport, I believe this will be one of the major airports in Nigeria. I heard about this new Nigerian airport and I traveled here.
So guys, you saw that video by Eni Ifagbemi, one of the baddest when it comes to documentary about the beautiful sights that we have in the country. Now that is the Victor Atta Airport in Uyo, that is the Akwa Ibom state capital. You see, I'm doing this video because of a lot of things. And hey, a disclaimer, I know that airports like this are like local airports or community airports in some countries. Now, before they come here to say, oh, you're celebrating the barest minimum, oh, is this what you're celebrating? And mind you, this is a state, airport. So I'm not here to praise the government because, hey, trust me, I mean, we Nigerians, we know that if not that successive government has failed us, like we know where we are supposed to be when it comes to infrastructure and all of that. But there's a reason why we do videos like this. And that's simply because we sit down here on a daily basis, constantly calling them out, calling the government out on things they are supposed to do right and things that they're supposed to do for us as a people. So when we see that they make an effort, not because we're praising them, we're trying to say, okay, we called you out for this, you have done this, now on to the next. And the conversation about whether is this not supposed to be bigger than this, or is this what they're supposed to be, that is a different conversation. Now the conversation is that something like this is available, and that's what we're here to talk about. Anyway, if you're new here, my name is Osih-Oyelude. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Now, doing videos like this to talk about facilities like this is not to celebrate barest minimum, is to talk about the fact that if we can all sit down here to say, look at the airport in Uyo, dilapidated. When it is now done, we should show it. Because we're in these days of, internet, or days of, digital, we're in this digital era that is like, what is going to drive traffic is the negatives. A lot of people could have sworn that there is no airport like this. But I will tell you that if you don't come to the social media space to talk about that, this thing is not available. I'm sure a lot of people will sit down wherever they are and almost swear, take their platform to say, there is no airport in New York, there is no airport in this place, there is no airport in this place, there is no airport. Or a video that they would have used to call out the state for how poor the airport is at a time. You'll be shocked that if you don't come out to say this has been done, you will see one efulefu that will still bring out that old video to say, just take a look at how Uyo Airport is. Now that person is not ready to show how it is now. Right? And like I said, I am not celebrating barest minimum. We know how, as a country, where we're supposed to be. But there are also times that information like this, passing it out there is very important. And however you want to look at it, this is a big deal for them, right? You don't have it this before and you have it now. It's an upgrade, however you want to say it. You get. And we can look down on this airport and say, yes, it's supposed to be bigger than it. Yes, but you'll be shocked that there are some countries in Africa, their international airport is like their number one airport in their country. This state airport is better than it. I need to put it out there so that we will get the context of what I'm saying. And again, we are in an era where a lot of Nigerians, we are very comfortable shaming our country. Shaming our country for what we don't have or what we think other countries have, instead of us to go to people's countries and appreciate what they have and then keep it moving. I tell you, a Nigerian will go to any of these African countries, Ivory Coast, Ghana. Like, if this airport was seen in Ghana, you'll be shocked how some Nigerians will go there and vow that there is no airport like this in Nigeria. You know why I'm saying it? I went to the comment section where I saw this video posted, and I saw a lot of people still saying, oh, see what Nigeria is celebrating. No, it's not Nigeria is celebrating. If something is done, you talk about it. If something good is done, we can argue whether it's at par or it's not at par, but something was done. Because if this thing was seen in another country, you would say, Nigeria will not even do this one. But it's in Nigeria now, they will now shift the goalpost to say, is this what Nigeria is supposed to be doing? Yeah. So let's talk about it and talk about how, this is an upgrade. This is a welcome development. And it is something that, when I sit down here a lot of times, I talk about Lagos. And not because every other state does not have the money to do what Lagos does. You get? But for some reason, Lagos is here. Other Nigerian states, they are far back. I understand that allocation might be different, and some people will say, oh, Lagos was once capital. Lagos was capital a long time ago. Now, Lagos was once capital 30 years ago, yeah. But any state that wanted to meet up, not catch up with Lagos, in that regard, because whether I like it or not, Lagos had a good start in life. So being a capital already, gave them that very good start. I understand. But you see, there's a difference between when you say, oh, Akwa Ibom State, for instance, yes, it's not as developed as Lagos, of course, because Lagos was once capital, but they are moving in their own pace. But that is really what we see in Nigeria. Everybody, like Lagos State is like this, every other state is far behind, and they all have a location. Now, for instance, this Akwa Ibom State, where they have this airport, is one of the states that has the biggest allocation. Go and check. You get? And make no mistake, I'm not here to praise a government. I'm here, I take what they do case by case basis. If you see me talk about Lagos, I don't come out here to say, oh, Lagos did this light rail, oh, Lagos did this road, and then Sanwo-Olu is the best governor. Or now that I'm seeing this airport in Uyo, I'll say, oh, Governor Omo-Eno is now the best governor. No, because they are all like not performing to expectation. That's the truth. But you see, I would rather take, oh, they did this road is good, I talk about it. Oh, they did this airport is good. So I rather talk about it in a way like that, because I feel like other states are underperforming. Other states are not pulling their weight enough. Because I want to talk about other states. But just that it's only Lagos that seem to give me things to talk about. And that also, like I said, does not mean that, oh, Governor Sanwo-Olu is the best or Governor Umo is the best. I will continue to take it case by case basis. And why? Because I have noticed in this social media that sometimes people want to praise states based on the party they belong. And I'm not joining them for that foolishness. That's why I would take what they are doing case by case. Like, oh, this man did airport, I talk about the airport, I leave every other thing. Because that for that one airport that they have done, there might be a lot of dilapidated things that they need to do. So I'm not here to say, oh, governor, yeah, he is the best governor. He has done this airport, he has done well. On to the next. You get? Because I have noticed that a governor would be adjudged as the worst governor. Oh, he's not doing anything in this state. His state is there, bad road, this, that. And all of a sudden, the same person who judged this governor as a bad governor, the following day, you see the person is saying, go to this man's state. This man has done this road. He has done this airport. He has done these schools. He has done this. And you're like, just 1 month ago, you were talking bad about this man. And this month, you are not talking about what changed. You know what changed? The man has joined their political party. So that's why I know they follow them. They do all this eye service that they do. I try to take case by case basis, whatever they are doing. And I'm also not going to sit down here and turn my eyes away from those good things that they do, because I am somebody who wants to project Nigeria in the best way I can. So all the states, this is just a reminder that you have a location, you can do stuff. Don't run your own risk. People will judge you and say, let's say Taraba, Zamfara, Borno, they don't have this kind of allocation, or they don't have this kind of urbanization that Lagos has. But go to their state. They are doing this with the resources available to them. We can judge you based on how you are, not always against Lagos, because we know Lagos and its peculiarity. You get, but not when we want to judge you, just only you, not against any other person. Make we even see what you do. There is nothing to show. I want to see more states doing stuff. I want to see more states doing, not the ones that influencers will just come out and pick. We want to see more. If you live in Lagos, you don't need influencer to tell you the things that they do. You can see it. But that does not mean that the governor is performing. No. But because you are just opposing them to every other state, it looks like they are doing so well. Because if you check it, Lagos still gets its own problem, many. But when you compare them to other states, now then they do pass. That's the truth. Yes, maybe they are richer. But hey, I mentioned, run your own race. Let's judge you based on your own, whatever you're doing. Let's not against Lagos. And let's see what you're doing. So when I see videos like this, irrespective of the state, I want to talk about it, because it just, inspires confidence that, okay, they have done this. What is the next thing that we're going to be calling them for to do? Okay, maintenance is one of them. Let them keep maintaining it. And then, okay, let them do the roads, let them do the schools, let them do the hospitals, let them do social welfare. Let's know where we have passed and what next we're talking about, right? And every state must be pulled. We have to drag them, because that's why they're asserting so much pressure in Lagos. Everybody is in Lagos. If every state is performing in their own little way, we don't have to all squeeze ourselves in Lagos. You get Abuja. Why people are not squeezing themselves so much in Abuja? Because Abuja is very expensive. It don't choke too, but it's very expensive. Lagos is that state where anybody can survive. You're poor, you're rich. That's why Lagos is a very welcoming state. Lagos is the richest state in Nigeria, but anybody can survive in Lagos state. It's very peculiar. That's a hallmark of a state that is very welcoming. Anybody can be there. But you see, Abuja is a state that, of course, is our capital, but not everybody can go there to survive. You know why? Because Abuja's riches is government. If you remove government out of Abuja, Abuja does not have commercial relevance like that. But you see, Lagos, anything can survive in Lagos. Anything. There is business, there is government, there is economy, there is commerce. There is a lot going on in Lagos. So if you're going to Abuja, if you're not looking for contracts, if you don't have a business you're doing on your own, if you're not affiliated to one politician, if you're not a government worker, if you're not, some people say, if you're not a Ron's girl or Ron's boy or whatever, you can hardly survive. Or you don't have, if you're not a professional, like medical personnel, or you can hardly survive there. It's not a place where you just go and say, let me go and hustle in Abuja. Abuja hustle is calculated. You have to calculate your moving to Abuja. But you see, Lagos, anybody can wake up anywhere and move to Lagos. And I feel like anybody should also be able to wake up and move to Delta, move to Taraba, move to Kano, move to this, move to that, because you're supposed to be able to thrive in everywhere in Nigeria. But you see, in Kano used to be, in those days, go and ask all those grandparents, uncles and aunties. A lot of them grew up in the north. When Nigeria, we didn't have this thing about tribe, whatever going on. A lot of people grew up in the north, because then north was another business district. Then that was when the capital, was Lagos. Kano was like the business district of Nigeria at that time when Lagos was capital, and then Kano was that place you go, for business. So a lot of people moved to the north. Not now that people are scared that, if you get to the north, one day one religious thing will happen and then you are running away, leaving your stuff, because a lot of people left their stuff at that time. So they don't want to gamble that anymore in this day and age. And but hey, Kano is booming for northerners. Lagos is booming for westerners. East, Anambra, Abia, and why the south? Well, south, all of us, we south, we just depend on natural resources, oil, and all of that. So there is no, you can't see south and look at and call it a business district like that. There is no commercial thing about south. It's really the natural resources of oil, that south, really depends on, you get. So yeah, if every state is taking something in their state to do, airports like this one in Uyo, Akwa Ibom state, can open up that region. And Akwa Ibom too is also, like Akwa Ibom is one state, they are trying, to be fair, because one of the best, stadiums we have in Nigeria is the Godswill Akpabio Stadium in Akwa Ibom State, so you're there. So they try to do some kind of infrastructural development, and that is commendable. I'm not going to sit down here and downplay that effort, because if every state is doing gradually like this, we will be moving, even if it's snail speed, but we will be moving. You get the point. So yeah, this is not to say that, as a country like Nigeria, is something like this we should be celebrating. I'm not celebrating it. I'm just talking about it. Talking about it because it wasn't there before. Now it is there. You understand? So this should be seen, because some people will show this too. It should be seen that if you're thinking that, I want to go to Uyo airport. I don't know where they have an airport. Yes, they do have an airport. They have a standard airport that will pass for an international airport. And mind you, like I said, this is a state-owned airport. It's a state-owned airport. So yeah, you heard Nii, the owner of the video, saying that airports like this, only a matter of time, it can be one of those airports that can turn to one of our international airports where flights can come in directly from any part of the world. So yeah, when we see things like this, we shouldn't be hypocrites and turn a blind eye to it, because you see this airport now, it's job that is going to provide. People will work there. You understand? People will work there. A lot of people will move offices there in terms of flights will be going there. Shops will open. Like the ripple effect that these things create, we don't talk about them enough. So yeah, it's not to celebrate, it's to showcase that this is here, and then let it be a message to other states that do stuff. Be like, there are people who will still praise you, people that you did stuff. Don't think that every Nigerian is just so blanket that when they do stuff, we will not see it. We will see it and we'll talk about it. That does not mean that we will not still come at you people for what you haven't, for the numerous things you haven't done, but we will also talk about the ones that you are doing, or the one that you will do. But it's just sadly that the ones you people are doing is smaller than the numerous ones you haven't done. So yeah, I just said I should talk about it. When I see more videos, like if you're in any state in Nigeria and you see videos like this, that of anything that any governor has done that needs to be showcased to Nigerians, or an infrastructure available, you guys send me videos. I will talk about it. I will talk about it. That is what I'm here for, to promote, because you see negative, yes, there are people who are talking about negative. It's okay. Let's also have the very few that talk about positives. Yeah, if the negative, yeah, we can still talk about the negative. If it's on public interest, we will talk about it. We're not going to build our channel talking about the negatives about our country. That is not what I'm here for, okay? So Akwa Ibom people, you have something like this and it's worth talking about. And trust me, those in the environs, Cross River State, River State, those ones, they have their own airport, but yeah, everybody will benefit. It will serve the region. You get what I'm talking about? So yeah, I just said I should talk about it, and other states should do their own thing. You don't have to build an airport. Like, let's say, oh, this state, you've built a standard hospital. This state built a standard world-class cancer, center. This state built a standard, agricultural processing plant. It can be, oh, this other state built a standard, world-class textile industry. Like, it can be anything. You understand? We don't have to concentrate everything in Lagos. Everybody can share so that the wealth will spread. Okay? All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I see you again in my next video. Bye for now.